Hi, and welcome to day 64 of our season in Psalms. Today in Psalm 64, we're reminded of spiritual warfare that lurks around us, but that God is our refuge within it. And I just hear this in the beginning of Psalm 64 where it says, "Hear my voice, O God, in my complaint. Preserve my life from the dread of the enemy." And it just reminded me that we live in a time where there is an enemy who is lurking to see whom he may devour. And that's what the Bible tells us, that the enemy of our souls just wants to kill, steal, and destroy us. And the way he sets out to do that is through lies and making us believe things that are lies about ourselves, and he tries to rob us of our peace and our joy that God wants to fill us up with each day, because we know that Jesus came to give us life and life to the full. We know that from the book of John in chapter 10, verse 10. So we also know that there's an enemy that is out there trying to take us away from the fulfillment that God has for us, and the enemy tries to distract us even through busyness and through harsh thinking about ourselves. Because when I read verse 3, it says that who aim bitter words like arrows at us. And that is what I find that we as believers are most prone to, is believing lies about ourselves or about situations that would cause us to just not have the fullness that God has for us in our heart, the fullness of joy and peace and love that we are designed and created and that God desires for us. And what the blessing of this psalm is for me is the reminder that it's God who takes care of our enemies for us. And it says that in verse 7, but God shoots his arrow at them and they are wounded suddenly. So it's God who fights for us, and he is our, he says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So we can trust in him to make things right. We don't have to give in to the enemy and trying to take our own revenge, but we can just run to God and ask him to fight for us and deliver us and rejoice, because at the very end it says, let the righteous one rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. And so that is something I'm going to do today, and I hope you do as well. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our season in Psalms. Thanks. Bye.